So I was down there when Garrett Foster died. I didn't see him get shot, but I heard the gunshot go off.
What was that like?
I just heard a gunshot. I was like, oh shit, somebody just got shot. And so I like pedal over to that area.
Well,
I'm assuming it's by the protest.
Why would you go there? Don't people go away
No, because
from
look,
shots?
I think that if you're out downtown and you're going to be giving rides to people, you have a civic duty to try and to help people if you're in a position where you can help people.
Okay, that
that's
makes sense.
what you should be doing, and that's why, like, honestly, why I feel like I'm running for public office is because I feel like you have a civic duty to try to make the world around you a somewhat of a better place, or at least stop it from getting worse.
Right.
So that's my justification. Of course, I'm going to go down there and see what's happening if I can, you know. So I go down there, right, and I see a bunch of these. I see this guy laying on the ground, right, and it took like over 20 minutes for an ambulance to get there, right, over 20 minutes, and then the cops were the first people on the scene, and the cops just had no idea how to like take care of Garrett Foster at all. And granted, like some of these Antifa guys, they weren't helping their case with how they were speaking to the cops and how they were acting as a result of that stuff. But that's not the point of this discussion. The point is that
you think cops need EMT training.
Yeah, because I asked one of the cops while this was happening. I was like, hey, officer, are y'all EMT certified? And they said no. And I'm just like, wait a minute. If you guys had the same EMT certification that a paramedic or a firefighter had, you know how many times you're the first people on the scene of an accident? You're at the academy, right? You know how many lives are going to get saved as a result of that?
I think that's something to consider, definitely.
Yeah,
but I think it would also
reshape
weed
the narrative.
a lot.
It would weed a lot of bad people out, which is good too, and it would make the training a little bit longer, which is also good. And most importantly, it would reshape the narrative. If we were able to successfully do this, you're going to see so many lives get saved. It will reshape the narrative over how we view policing as a whole, and this whole defund the police bullshit. It wouldn't even be in the framework of discussion if we made these reforms.
I can see value in that, but I also know that it would take longer. The requirements are longer. There are differences between EMTs and paramedics and the drugs that they can push and the things that they can do.
I understand that, but they
and
still
also,
have the EMT basic certification.
Yeah,
Just make them have that EMT basic certification.
And they do go through some basic medical training.
Yeah, but it should be a little more.
Right.
If you're the first people on the scene of an accident, it should be a little bit more. You got to do anything that you can to A, make the cops better at their job, and B, reshape the narrative. Because if we don't reshape that narrative, and things keep going what they are, especially with how like these social media tech companies are pushing this outrage culture narrative, you're going to create a communist revolution, and nobody wants that.
No,
so you have to actually push meaningful reform and really be about it, because this is about officer safety too. Like meaningful police reform is literally about officer safety too.
Do you know of any departments that require, like anywhere across the United States or the world, that require EMT
I don't, but
certification?
why not trailblaze?
I'd be like Google.
Yeah, if that doesn't even if that's not a thing right now, this should be. Why not let Austin be a trailblazing
and that's
city
a
for that?
positive reform.